People like pornography. I've described Seneca's account of supposedly what Julia did, prostituting herself in Rome, as a pornographic fantasy. And again, you have the same thing with the satirist Juvenal, writing a complete pornographic fantasy about Messalina, the Empress Messalina, one of Claudius's wives, and saying that she was a nymphomaniac and that she was so mad for sex that every night she crept out of the palace. And they've developed the fantasy into, she actually worked and supposedly actually worked in a brothel. How she was supposed to get past the Praetorian Guard every single night, sneak out, go down to the brothel, do a night shift there, coming back. And Juvenal actually describes it in terms of, smelling of smoke and, sex, and that she managed to creep past the Praetorian Guard, get back into the palace, get back into bed, and nobody noticed. It's the most extraordinary pornographic fantasy. And, the word nymphomaniac, which is applied to both Julia and to Messalina, was invented in the 18th century by a French doctor who thought that women suffered from something called furor uterinus, which is a storm in the womb, and that when women got this storm in the womb, they couldn't control themselves, and that they just had to have as much sex as possible. It comes back to the idea of control. So it's the idea that these women, because they've resisted and not gone along with what their menfolk wanted them to do, that turns into a kind of complete inability to control themselves as well.